Okay, so it's 10 o'clock in the evening, and we have a semi full moon tonight. So I'm going to take a picture of the moon with my setup right here. So I have my camera in a tripod. So what I'm going to do is to set up my camera to take a picture of the moon. So right now my setting will be totally different than when I'm using the camera in a regular way. So actually it's not that different. The only difference is that I'm going to configure my camera to take have a 2 seconds delay before it's going to take a picture. Since I'm using a telephoto lens, it's a very long one. It's a very long lens, so any kind of vibration is going to be amplified. That will affect the image quality or the sharpness. So in order to prevent that from happening, I'm going to minimize any kind of vibration that might occur while trying to take the photo of the moon. So when I'm going to press the shutters and there's a delay, what happens is the 2 seconds delay will be enough for the camera to stabilize itself before it's going to take the picture. So I will not be introducing any vibration on the camera setup. I'm going to start doing it now. Easy. So what I'm going to do is just to go here, go to the main menu, and go to the reset to the custom setting menu, timers lock, and then I'm going to the exposure delay mode. Actually it's already in the 2 seconds, but normally when I'm taking a regular picture, it's just the exposure delay mode is in off mode. But right now I need the 2 second delay. Actually there's a 3 second option, but for us based on my experience, 2 seconds is enough. So I'm going to choose the 2 seconds delay. There you go. And then go back to photo shooting menu. So okay, so right now I'm on the FX mode. So my camera is a full frame, so it's a 35mm full frame camera, and then my lens is 600mm maximum focal length. So as you can see here, it's about 600, but sometimes I don't use the 600 because basically when you go to the edge, the threshold of the lens, usually it's at sharpest when it's at the maximum when the lens is at the maximum focal length. So usually I will go here 500, maybe 550. But since we are taking a picture of the moon, which is too far, then sometimes I can just use the 600. No big deal. Okay, yeah, so now I can now at the maximum 600 here. I'm going to position there's a box, and you need to make sure that this box will turns green. Just adjust the lens to make sure that the image of the moon is in focus. Yeah, now it's green. I can now take the first picture. There you go. So basically this is now the picture of the moon. The picture of the moon. You see the craters. That's the image of the moon taken at 600 millimeter, or an equivalent of about 12 times magnification. So because each every 100 millimeter focal length translate to about twice the magnification of the subject. So since we have a 600 millimeter low focal length, then that will translate to about times 2, so about 1200 divided by 100, so that will be 12 times magnification. So that's the good thing about here. And now I'm going to take another photo just to make sure. Okay. So another thing that I would like to experiment is, now I'm in full frame mode. So right now I'm using a 600 millimeter lens, and that's it. Now if I'm going to put this onto the camera into a DX, so right now it's in FX mode. So if I'm going to put it to a DX mode, that will be crop. That's about 1.5. Then what happened is, my 600 millimeter lens will turn into about, if you multiplied it with times 1.5 crop factor, that will be about 900 millimeter. So this will turn out into an equivalent of so 900 times 2 is 1800, so divided by 100, so that will be equivalent to about 18 times magnification. So we'll see what happens. Now it's now in DX mode. So I'm going to take a picture again. Sure that it's green. We have to make sure a little bit fast because the moon is moving. Yeah, it moved quite a bit. So right now, there you go. One more. So right here I did not change anything, what except for the from FX mode to DX mode. So that's the only thing that I changed. So okay, let's compare the image of the two. But before that, I think I have to close the Okay, so right now that's the image that we took with the FX mode, 600 magnification, 600 millimeter magnification, and that is about, this is about taken at 12 times magnification, and this is taken at 18 times magnification. Now okay, so we're going to download it to the computer and see how it turns out. So I already downloaded the files to my computer, and we have so here we're going to compare these two files. The one this picture was taken using the DX mode or crop file. It's a crop file actually, and one that is taken with the FX mode or the full frame file. So based on a visual comparison, we can see that the crop file is actually bigger. And then let's see the size of the file. So the crop file is actually, it's bigger in the picture is bigger, but actually it's a smaller size. And the full frame file is bigger in size, so it means that the crop file has lost some pixels. This is quite understandable because of the 1.5 crop factor. Now that we've seen the size in the image of the two pictures, we'll go now to the Lightroom. I already imported the file to my Lightroom, and you're going to compare the details by going to the compare mode. So now we're in the compare view, and in this compare view mode we can now zoom out the image at the same time and see. Let's dig deeper on the difference between the two. So the image to my left is the crop mode or the DX mode, and the image to my right is the full frame mode picture, and we'll try to see if there's any significant difference between the two. Over here there's not there's a very slight detail over here compared to this one. Yeah, there's a little bit sharpness on the right side compared to the left side, but nevertheless it's not that significant. Actually they are almost the same, but uh, yeah, they're almost the same. The right side has slightly a little bit more detailed and more sharpness. Other than that, they are almost the same. See any difference? You guys, maybe you can see any difference, but for me, this one what I can see is that the right image is a little bit sharper, just a bit, not that's not significant. See, the color here is a little bit more prominent than here. So the both files are raw and unaltered, so you can see the difference. So without if there's no comparison with a second file, then I will I can still see that the left file is still useful actually if you are not comparing two files. So there you go. So okay, so the question is why did I took these two pictures using the DX mode on the left side and using the FX mode on the right side? Well, the thing is when I'm using the FX mode on my camera using a full frame lens, then this is what I got. The image is if you go back, the image that I can see is this one. But when I use the DX mode with leaving everything the same except for the DX mode, then this is what I got. So I got a bigger image of the moon. So that's the reason why I got these uh, two different pictures. So the question is if I want to have an extra rates on a subject, and if I can make sure that I will not lose anything, the quality or any pixels on that, then I might see that my second option will be acceptable like this when I'm going to use the DX mode. But the thing is, as we can see on the file, the DX mode, the file is about a third, almost a third, almost. This one is almost more than twice bigger. This one is more than twice bigger than the crop mode. So although the DX mode is has a bigger image, it has less pixels on it. So it's kind of, that's the downside. In as much as I wanted to reach a little bit farther to the moon, a little bit nearer to the moon, I should say. I'm losing a lot of pixels on that. This is explains why this full frame picture is has more details compared with with the crop image. So yeah, this is a nice comparison. Otherwise, without this comparison, then maybe we can see that it's no big deal to just use this DX crop. So okay, based on this one, I can see that both files are almost the same in this Lightroom presentation. Although there's a slight advantage, slight sharpness on this full frame mode image compared with this crop image. But nevertheless, it's not that significant. If I do not have this comparison, maybe I will see that uh, the DX mode is still image is still useful. Okay, so enough into that, and now I'm going to start processing the file. So I'm going to choose this full frame file to do some editing on this Lightroom. And I'm going to make sure that all my settings in my Lightrooms are reset to 0. Now, usually what I am doing is before I do anything else, I come here and try to check this enable profile correction for the lens, and I'm going to choose the lens that I've been using, if it is the Sigma. And there you go, bingo, it's 150 to 600 millimeter, yeah. And then okay, so since I'm dealing with the moon, I'm working with the image of the moon. I don't need all this vertical and other stuff over here in the transform. Just go straight to the exposure to unhide the moon because it's too dark. And to zoom it a little bit so I can see what's going on. And I can go as far as maximize my exposure, but maybe I will listen a little bit. And then the black one here, I can adjust the shadows a bit, but not much. I don't want too much to lose too much detail. I'll leave it here. And then okay, I will adjust by the haze. Not much. And I'm going to bring out some colors out of the moon by adjusting the vibrance. Then okay, how about the sharpness? Maybe I can do it. Sharpness, I see. But before that, maybe I'm going to reduce some of the noise, color noise. Luminance noise, just a bit. Now I go to the sharpening. So first I'm going to adjust first the masking to make sure that I'm not going to sharpen everything, but just some of the highlights. The important thing is the craters. So I'm going to sharpen a bit. Just maybe 25%. And what more to adjust? I think I leave it at that. Uh, with regards to the moon, I don't want to make too much adjustment. And actually, that's my philosophy: is to whatever I captured, I just make a slight adjustment to highlight something, but not in such a way that it's going to alter the original image taken my camera lens. So there you go. Now I can now export this file. So this is a mono waxing actually. So since I'm going to use this as a thumbnail, I'm going to limit it to 2 kilo. It's about 2 megabits, because that's the allowed limit in thumbnail for the YouTube. So I'm going to limit it to 2 megabits and then export it. Okay, that's it guys, and thanks for watching for my video tutorial about how I've taken the picture from the moon.